Hey guys, James in 9532 here. Today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit more wet. Yeah, as you can see, we're not in our usual location. So let's get there, shall we? Okay, hello everyone. We're back here at Custom Showcase. I know it's a little different for me to upload every 3 days instead of every week. But I just got so excited I couldn't wait to share this with you all. So, first of all, pardon the background noise. As you know, my workspace is in the basement, so I can't really stop that. But, so the lighting is a little different. That's just because awkward light bulb situations. But anyway, light bulbs and noise are not the focus of today's showcase. Today, we're going to be looking at my official reveal of the Star Tugs. I have 3 of them here for you today. Those being 10 cents, Hercules, and Top Hat. Now, I will be going over 3 more next episode. Next 3 days or 4 days, I don't know. But, yeah, these will be continuation until I complete them, which will only probably be next week, and then maybe a few more showcases after. But I do have engines in the works still, don't worry. You will be seeing engines very soon. But today I was hoping, since I finished all my tugs, to show them off, a few of them off. Now, these 3 were my first tugs, so they're arguably my worst. But, yeah. So if we can get 10 cents out of the way here, Top Hat too, right here, and we can bring in Hercules. Now, if you didn't see my how to build a tugboat video, that's fine, because it was multi-hours long and multi-parts, so I'm not surprised. But basically, that shows you how to do Hercules here, particularly. Even though all those methods I used for the other tugs too. But, so we're going to look at Hercules first. He's probably, not my least favorite, but probably the most fragile build I've done, considering he was my first. So, as you can see, there are a little bit of tape here or on the outside, which you can't tell because it's black, but still. Hercules is just cardboard. Here. Cardboard, a few bits of clay here and there. Cardboard and tape. Hot glue, the usual. His superstructure, too. So, let's talk about how I did it in a brief summary. Basically, I cut out the bottom part of the hull here, this black part, which is basically the same shape as the top. It's pink part, but I cut out like this, so it's slightly bigger. And I made little cardboard walls, cut them out to the shape I wanted to have them go around. Built a few, had folded cardboard on itself, like this, a few times to get the keel here. This part, this sticking out straight part here, is the keel, if you didn't know this. And then the white splash rails along the side, wave breaker. Just another splash rail. Did cut out another piece similar to the bottom and trimmed it until it fit. This pink part here, called the deck. And then made his name with just white Posca marker. And then his little thing here. The splash rails, all but this one, were achieved with white tape. Or tape painted white. This was achieved with yarn, just twisted and glued on. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. Hercules, has this thing right here. It's called superstructure. Pretty much every tug has them, but I'm not quite sure what it does. I think it stores the engine and some crew, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know it's vital, so yeah. Basically, I just did this. Hopefully everything will stay on. Cardboard with a sheet of normal cardboard, a thinner cardboard around the side, and then thinner cardboard for the bottom cut out to this little brick here that fits over the brick to have Hercules. Boom. It's not a perfect fit, but that's fine. The head, I don't want to take it off because every time I do, it leaves some sort of clay remnant. I have not figured that out yet, how to stop that yet, but is just thin cardboard wrapped around to make a square and a face. Cut this bit out, made it like an indent here, because Hercules has that. I filled it with clay and stuck a wire through here. Can I get it? A wire. Can you guys see that connection in there? Yeah. So the head can swivel. It can't swivel very much because the stack, this funnel here, as it's affectionately called in Thomas terms, is right way too close to the head. Or the head sticks way too far out, is more accurate, but yeah, which doesn't bug me too much because Hercules, I don't move their heads so much. Excuse me. So yeah, it's just moves just enough for me. Painted the top of the superstructure white, and the hat was just clay and a cardboard brim, then painted. The stack is thin cardboard wrapped around in the circle, and I filled it in clay. Then I painted a sheet of paper. Let's see if I can find it here. I know this isn't the color, but I painted the sheet of paper red. This shade of red on here, this red part up here, yeah, that's the same shade of red. And I just wrapped it around. And I used that white tape that I used for earlier in the splash rails to make the white top there. Then I used some painter's tape to do the blue stripes. Hercules, I did 4 of them, which is just 2 on this side. Can you see it? There we go. 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. They are directly across from each other. So then the star was just done with silver Sharpie. And so was the number 6. Hercules, I made a little bit of a mistake. If I bring in 10 cents here, you see his number 1, or his 1 here. His 1 is in the red. Hercules was supposed to be in the red, but I was looking at someone's drawing and it was between the white and red. But, oh well, I like it. Gives him some uniqueness. His brown part back here, which isn't accurate, but it differentiates him from other stars, which, if he was smaller, he would have a very difficult time being differentiated, aside from the glasses, which I'll get to. But just small cardboard filled in with clay and glued on there. Not very well, but glued on there. And then boat deck, or not the boat decks, the lifeboats, those top brown things, were just these things. Little clay pieces I make. Then just wrapped in brown duct tape, which I don't like anymore. So I might go back one day and redo Hercules' issues, but I like them. This white part back here is called the mast, which holds the flag. That's basically just a straw painted white, put on some wire with some clay inside. I'm gonna have to move the camera. His flag is just a piece of small cardboard with red marker on one side and blue tape stripes on the other with a silver star in the red area. Hercules was not very complicated. I mean, none of them are, which is probably a good thing. Oh, what am I doing? That was just the main build. Is the rest the coloring. This was just painted black with the white tape. The glasses are just wire with little pieces of small cardboard between them. The face was painted a peach color and drawn on, which I like that method just because it's easier than sculpting a face. And I can always go back and repaint it and give it a second shot. Sculpting a face, I would have to sculpt a whole new one. But yeah. How I painted him, you could say, aside from the hull here, the superstructure and the head were strips of yellow paper wrapped or Mod Podged. I used Mod Podge as a glue, which technically it is, on the bare cardboard, and then I wrapped the yellow around it after doing all the gold and black details on the side. I try to keep the details minimalistic just because it's easier that way than adding all these little paneling and everything, because you don't see that on every other merchandise. But yeah, Hercules is probably he is my longest tug, only beating out Big Mac, which you will see in the next video. But that was only one of our tugs. The next tug we are going to go over is Top Hat. Yes, Top Hat. The number 4 of the Starfleet. Move Hercules out of the way here. Here we go. Top Hat. So, Top Hat was essentially the exact same model as Hercules, but shrunk down. Top Hat is only 9 inches. Hercules is a foot long. Top Hat is 9 inches, which, if you are unaware, Master of the Lemons has posted a scaling for wooden railway models, but I'm not concerned about using them against Tomy models just because the wooden railway and Tomy models are so close in scale anyway. So I'm okay with having tugs be a little smaller. But Top Hat has the exact same methods for Hercules. Back here, the hull is done the exact same way, the superstructure. His brick is a little bit different, if it'll come off. I didn't paint this one pink. At least, I didn't do it the second time. I'll get to that in a second, but the exact same way. But if you notice, Top Hat's superstructure has doors on the side. Brown slivers of door, which was just achieved with brown duct tape. And portholes, the paper method was used. Top Hat's boat deck, this little square piece up here, was used the paper method for the yellow and the porthole. And it's, Hercules's and Top Hat's were different because I didn't bother to fill Top Hats with clay because I thought it a little bit too much. I didn't think such a little piece would add to the weight, which was fine by me, and Top Hat does move nicely. The head is really the only major difference, except for the decorative differences. Top Hat has the 4 and the star on the side, but Top Hat's head is different because Top Hat's comes off rather easy. But you see there's a wire there, right here, just goes into the center hole. I put that extra hole there when I was still making it, but I realized that was a mistake. Because Top Hat's head, if you'll notice, if he'll go in, there we go, swivels from the middle. Hercules swivels from the back. here, maybe sideways will show you better, but the wire is more back here rather than in the middle, which is a unique feature to Hercules. Yeah. And Top Hat's head comes in 2 parts. Dear, come on. His monocle is just a hunk of wire. His hat is just thin cardboard. There we go. That's one issue with Top Hat. His neck piece was drying when I put his head back on for a photo shoot, and I just forgot to take it off. But it was drying because I had to repaint it. But yeah, Top Hat's head goes up and down and up and down and up and down. And yeah, if I put it back on the model, it'd probably look a whole lot more impressive. Still trying to figure out a way to do that with string. But yeah, Top Hat's head bobs up and down. Yeah, that's a little bit of a issue that I'm going to have to fix. But another difference is Top Hat has these little stairs at the front. They're way too big and way too chunky, but I am okay with that, because I can actually put an HL scale model on these and they stand up. Top Hat has his life bolts were not made of clay, as I was still perfecting my methods at the time. They were just pieces of soft cardboard cut out in the correct shape and glued together. Taped. Sorry. But yeah. Top Hat actually had 2 hulls. This giant black part at the bottom. He had 2 of them. Why did he have 2 of them? Because the other one was wider than Hercules, which simply wasn't accurate. And he has a bunch of pink area over here, and it just wasn't right. So I recently remade it into a thinner hull, which I think, considering every other tug has a wider hull, or is average, 10 cents, I think that's a good thing, because making Top Hat thinner, I don't know why I think that's good, but it's better, I think. The final tug we have to review today, 10 cents. He was my 3rd tug, so by this point I was pretty okay with how I did things. You may notice 10 cents is tiny. That's because he's a switcher tug, which is different from Top Hat, who is a harbor tug. Switcher tugs aren't nearly as strong. And Hercules is an ocean tug, which means he can go out into the ocean. The other tugs usually stay around the harbor or upriver. 10 cents here use the exact same methods as Hercules did, around the hull and in the back. Everything. Except I didn't bother to tape around his brick. This was before I made new Top Hat hull. The black part of Top Hat, that was before I remade that. So, yeah. 10 cents his head swivels much easier. Yeah. 10 cents, you may notice, is very similar to Top Hat and how he is decorated. Yeah. 10 cents is only 6.5 inches long, I believe. Here, where's my measuring tape? Here it is. From front of hull to back, he is 6.5. From front of the bow rope area, he is 7. If you didn't know what a bow rope is, this little white part is a bow rope. But yeah, it's one thing about 10 cents. He likes to fall off his hull a lot. Maybe it's because of how much space is in there for his brick. His brick makes up 90% of his body, which I'm fine with, but 10 cents is the number 1 of the Starfleet, and his flag. Is his flag in shot now? Yeah. I love those flags, and I don't know why. They are really simple to make. But 10 cents. His face was just done with this marker I use for pointing, and a white Posca marker. That's all these faces are mostly. Hercules and Top Hat are unique because they have glasses and a monocle, which OJ does too, but we're not talking about him. What? Okay. Yeah, so this was 10 cents. Sorry about the stop for a second, I just thought we quit recording, which would have been an issue. So, yeah. These were the first 3 I have to show off for the Starfleet. Another 3 will be coming in the next 3 days or so. But, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Bye.